Hello, gorgeous. This message is for the activists, the warriors, the leaders. Instead of using polarity for more likes, why don't you use and dance? Why don't you dance in the gray zone, in the nuance, in the area where both poles exist, in between those opposing contradictions? There's more beauty. Because you know what I'm learning? I am learning that the Democrats and the Republicans, they have values and ideas that are right. And then they have ideas that are extreme, right? Like we see these Republicans who are so conservative, um, that they want to be so conservative and control chaos that it gets a little bit scary because it becomes authoritarian and could be tyrannical because they want control and limit chaos. But they also want smaller government and they believe in sovereignty. So a lot of the values as a human, I'm like, I identify. And then you have the Democrats, right? They have ideas of like, people should have food, they should have housing, like we should have health care, we should be providing for everybody, there should be equality. And a lot of those views and ideas are beautiful. And I remember being young and like looking at that and saying, wow. And then there's the extreme liberal person who is just anything goes. Out the window goes family, like we are gonna party and we're gonna live in chaos. And it just gets so crazy that you can't even speak with them without their having a safe space or feeling offended, where even now comedy is being threatened because, oh, you can't make fun of that particular community, especially if you don't belong to said community. And that gets really weird really quickly, because when we start to control and dominate like that, like from liberals in a democracy, like it becomes like socialism, and it becomes communism. And I don't know about you, but I do not want to live in a United States where there is an agenda to control, like a cult, like a tyrannical government, where there's such a big government that all our rights, individual rights, all our sovereignty is taken away, and we are to obey, not to question. We are censored, and then we are just, I don't know, like robots, drones. I'm sorry, I don't want any part of that. So what I'm learning, when I have hard conversations with people that I know, that the people that I come across face to face, when I have these hard conversations, I learn so much from them. I learn different point of views. I learn like perspectives. I empathize. I could now see my blind spots. I could see where maybe I was fixated in an idea, and now I'm a little bit more moldable, and it can have room for compassion, for understanding, and for coming together where like, okay, you feel this way and I feel this way, and yet here we are. There's some friction here that's keeping us together and we could agree upon. And it's in those hard conversations that I feel are the most powerful, the most juiciest. I feel that I really know the person, that I definitely spoke truth and honestly, authenticity to the person. Because when a person stays quiet, stays silent because they don't want to stir the pot, I don't feel you're being helpful. I feel that you're just staying small and quiet, not to like ruffle feathers. And it's okay to ruffle feathers. I mean, I'm all about ruffling feathers. Yeah. And I think we get so afraid because nowadays with like cancel culture, with social media like Twitter and Instagram and TikToks, people coming online and just being super hateful because of groupthink mentality. We think that persons, like the people that we know, feel that way. We just assume that these loud people, trolls that go on comments and spew utterly mean things, is the whole picture. You know, and we have to be careful. There's AI, there's bots, and part of the thing that we need to understand is that when you speak to a person, you know, you know that these conversations are actually even nourishment, because they will help you grow. They will help you create a perspective to your world point of view that allows us to exist with our differences, you know? And I always state, and forever I will, you know, it's nice to have commonalities with people and friends, but it's good to always have people who are different than you, different backgrounds, different beliefs, different looks, different ages. You are going to be enriched further, more. Your like world is going to be huge, opened, and expansive versus, you know, being in a bubble of like, okay, like echo chamber. They like white, I like white. We only wear white. Like, that's cult mentality when you can't question or ask, and the minute you question something and the group attacks you with mean and hateful comments. I don't know about you, but that's not love. I I I like people and persons that when I say, well, I don't agree with that, and I feel safe and comfortable to say it, and they're not mad at me. They're just like, all right, tell me more. But what about this? And then we're open, and I get to express my point of view without offending them with you know, giving facts and experiences that they might otherwise have not heard had I not stood my ground and felt safe to do so. And this is the thing. A lot of what's going on right now, it's a lot of polarity, and these activism warriors, they sometimes post stuff to create polarity because they know it's gonna cost a bunch of likes. You're gonna be like the algorithm's favorite. um I think we should dance in the gray areas, in the nuance, in the what's there. This is interesting. Every single time I'm speaking on subjects that are very polarized out there, when I've had these conversations in physical form with people, I'm amazed at like, wow, we really think the same, and yet we are so different, different in age, different in ideologies, and wow, we're agreeing in this and this and that. So if a lot of us now start to dance in the gray area, in the nuance, and not staying silent, because when we stay quiet, that's how the bullies overcome us, with fear, with tactics, with like, I got them in the palm of my hands, and you don't move until I say so. No, no. If one thing we have is authority of ourselves, we are the authors of our lives. Do not give that away. Speak up. Don't stay silent. You know, every chance that you have the opportunity to make somebody's mind grow, make somebody's perspective like be enhanced, because that's what we need. We need all the information from different point of views to make better decisions that encompasses the whole, because we live in a world with a bunch of people, right? And you know, I appreciate being an individual and having individual freedoms, and I also understand we live in a society where we have to care for the group, right? But I am not for groupthink mentality. I'm not for echo chambers. I am for, I take care of me. I am my authority, my sovereignty. And within that, I'm going to create a community, because it's in unity, it's in being together that I and the group like flourish and bloom. And we are resourceful to each other, instead of like letting these handlers and influencers come and tell us how to behave and act and be, and take away our rights, our freedoms. Little by little they would. And it's very subtle, you know, when you look at history, when you read books, when you look at a lot of movies, you can connect the dots and you start seeing things, and it's not easy to not see what you already know and what you already experience, and what you know, if a quack like a dog and it has two legs like a duck and it has a beak like a duck, then maybe it is a duck, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to say. um right now, America, like our democracy, is slowly crumbling, and that's what I wanted to speak upon my other video. The democracy is, it's crumbling down, because it's so polarized. We are so polarized, and you know, united we stand, divided or divisive we fall. And by being divisive with this polarity, it's easier for an enemy, for other forces to come in and take control. I don't know about you. I do not want communism. I do not want a socialist America. I'm not for it. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I do not drink that Kool-Aid of Marxism. I don't agree. I don't want it. I get it. Like, I get that in the books, in the theories, it all looks so pretty and so like utopia, but it never has worked. And if you speak with people who have lived in communist countries like Cuba, Romania, Bulgaria, which I have plenty, none, zero people, even people from China, they're like, no, everybody wants to come to America for the freedom, for the democracy, for all the rights that we have within our constitution, you know, and that's really important. We are like the last free state. We don't want to become Venezuela. We don't want to become China. I don't want a world where, you know, even like in those Muslim worlds where like women are second class citizens and they have to wear burqa. I mean, some women want to, and that's fine. They do it for like their belief and ideology, and okay. But some of them, I mean, they only have their eyes, and they have so many rules because they were put there by men. Some of them might not even believe them. They're just like, this is what I was born into, and this is what I have to do. But it's, I bet you if they lived somewhere else, they wouldn't follow that. So, and that's all to do with control, with people in power who are narcissists, who are sociopaths, who are psychos. I mean, yeah, usually politicians, they are not like you and me. I heard that in Native American tribes and indigenous tribes, they usually gave the position of power to the person who least wanted it. And the only reason they did that, which is so wise, is because they knew that that person would lead the whole and would benefit the group, instead of a person who's power hungry, who's like, look at me and I did this, and power and money and greed, you know. So always remember that these people in power, they don't have your best interests. Not public health. Nope. Not even doctors nowadays have your best interest. You have your best interest. Maybe like close friends or close family, or maybe the little tribe that, you know, it's has open mind and it's forming a community where you are evolving together and growing even within differences, and accepting that we are each different, unique people who offer so much, and yet we need each other. We need each other to thrive, to move forward, and we can't be against each other, because being against each other distracts us from what's really out there, like from really getting together and taking out the big government, taking out the people who are not doing right by us, you know? So this message went everywhere. I hope if you listen to it this far, that you got something out of it. I know sometimes I sit here and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I talking to a freaking phone like I'm lecturing? And I think the reason is because I'm entering my age of wise woman age. Um, I'm 43, and it's known as the wise woman age. You know, I'm not a crone yet, but I'm entering like this queen age area because I've done like the maiden, I've been the mother, and now there's like this in between, which is like 40 to 60, and I'm entering like perimenopausal menopausal years. And with that, there's so much learning and growing and things that are moving within me that I feel the need to express because I have been in this world for almost half a century. Incredible, right? And within that, I have gained so much knowledge and stories and perspective that it helps others. We need people, we need our stories, you know? So by me keeping everything that I'm learning quietly, I don't help the society in large. I feel like we can contribute however it is, however much of a pebble it is, even if it's a penny, you know, we contribute with that. So I'm contributing these videos in hope to give you value. It helps me to sit and speak my mind. This is where I do my part as a Democrat and as a Republican because I'm both. I don't vote. I just don't feel like neither party right now. Um, it's there for me. Like I don't believe in Democrat Republican. And so it puts me in a position where the only way I vote is with my dollars. So I support businesses that I do agree with. I take authority by like homeschooling. So I vote in certain ways. And that's where my power is at. When somehow, if we like decide to come up with a different party and create a better, like, you know, gray area group, I might vote then. But as of now, all candidates suck, and I don't believe them. They're a bunch of liars. So yeah, I think voting locally matters, and voting with your dollars matters. That sure, that's where I know I have power. Other than that, I'm not playing those games. Sorry, that's not me. And again, I'm sharing this video to be transparent, and this is where I'm at. And every time you want to have a hard conversation with me, let's do it. I'm human, and so are you. And all I do is love having conversations, even if it's confrontational, because in those spaces we grow and we just get more out of everything. All right, bye, gorgeous. This video has been plenty long. Have a beautiful, blissful, and blessed day.